Yeah. So, I guess we'll just get right into this. I have never traveled abroad, other than from that Alaskan cruise that we took last year. We had that little stop in Canada. So that is the
Yeah.
extent of my traveling abroad. Why don't you tell me about your most recent cruise that you've been
Oh,
on?
yeah. So I joined, it was the Norwegian Star. And I joined in March. So for the first 6 weeks, we were based out of Tampa, Florida. And then from there, we would travel down to Aruba, Curacao, Jamaica, Cozumel, and Grand Cayman. So it was like a 10-day Southern Caribbean route, which is always so much fun. Like I love those cool little tropical islands. I've been doing those ones for years. But then after 6 weeks of that, we did our transatlantic. It was 7 days at sea, sailing all the way over to Lisbon, Portugal. And I've been to Portugal only twice before, on a carnival ship a few years back, because we did some we built a couple new ships over there. So the ships are built usually in Italy or in France, and then once they're complete, they have to sail them over to the U.S. So the cast and crew who are there get to kind of tour around that area before the ship comes across for its big launch in the U.S. So this is my first time going back there for like a full European route. Um,
Wow.
yeah, it was super exciting. I was very, very excited to get that contract. So we landed in Lisbon, and then we sailed up the coast. So we did 2 stops in Portugal, 3 stops in Spain, 2 stops in France, a stop in Germany, a stop in Amsterdam, a stop in Belgium, and then landed in Southampton, UK, to start touring Scandinavia and Iceland. Which was these are all like dream come true locations for me, places I've wanted to see my entire life. It was
Yeah,
really really fascinating.
I wish we would have taken advantage of that one. I guess how long have you been doing how long have you been working on cruises?
So I did my very first cruise ship in 2015. Um, so yeah, gosh, that's like 11 years ago now. All of a
Yeah,
sudden, it's
yeah.
yeah. And that was just a little small ship out of Florida for like a 6 week residency, doing a piano show on board the ship. My agent got me in touch with like the cruise ship thing. He's like, "What would you think about trying this on?" And I was like, "I don't know, because you never know what it's going to be like. You hear stories about musicians on cruise ships, and I grew up. I came of age in like the American Idol, America's Got Talent sort of age, and whenever they would have auditions, they would talk about like, oh, maybe this person should be on a cruise ship. It was almost like a derogatory like compliment to somebody, like,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
go work on a cruise ship.
Okay.
Don't be on a main stage. So I was kind of expecting like I was like, well, it'll be some money and some travel, but I wasn't expecting to meet as many talented acts as I did. Like the reputation that I was expecting was entirely inaccurate about cruise ship life and the cruise ship entertainers that I've met. So I did my first 6 weeks, and they're like, well, people like your show. Do you want to stay a little longer? And then from there, it kind of snowballed. I took another contract after that for 3 months, and then this last ship that I just completed, it was my 29th cruise ship contract that I've done.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild. Like 29 different ships that I've been on in the last 11 years. And I
Wow.
think 31 or 32 countries. I'll have to count again, but the countries I've gotten to visit, it's been incredible. I've seen so much of the world because of this kind of travel. It's really, really, really great.
That's amazing. Yeah, I don't think that's a very very unique opportunity, I think.
Yeah,
I don't, most people have not traveled to that many countries.
yeah. Well, and I before I started doing that, I was traveling a lot on land and playing shows on tour around the states, because I would just pack all my gear into my little minivan and hit the road and start and try to book shows along the way. And I played in quite a few states as well, but so the opportunity to travel internationally was really something that I always wanted to do, and that was cruise ships have really afforded a wonderful way for me to do that.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. I still, but when I'm back home, like I'm back home right now, finally, I'm actually sitting in my music studio. So I get to,
Okay.
like, I still write and I record outside of that. And I plan to release more music and hopefully do some more land travel as well. But how cool is it to be like, oh, I just got done playing a show in Reykjavik, like,
Yeah.
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 Really
So
awesome.
let me ask you this. When did you realize that you wanted to become an entertainer?
Oh gosh, I was. It's funny. I was just talking about this yesterday because with the passing of Dolly Parton, rest in peace. My very first performance was when I was 6 years old, and we had a talent competition, and I sang a Dolly Parton song, "The Light of a Clear Blue Morning," at 6 years
Oh
old.
my gosh.
Yeah, yeah. I was in the first grade, and I wore the little cowboy hat, and I had a blonde wig on, just like hamming it up, just like Dolly on that stage. That video footage still exists somewhere in my mom's house. I haven't seen it, but I know it's there. So I think, yeah,
That
I think I kind of always knew that I wanted to be the center of attention. I guess, but I started piano lessons when I was 6 as well, and then I started. Well, I started piano because I wanted to play the drums when I was a little kid. I wanted to play the drums, and my mom knew the music teacher at our school, and she said, "Well, he's got good natural rhythm, but we don't take any drum students unless they have piano background." So
Oh,
I started
okay.
playing the piano just so I could get to the drums, and
Got
then
it. Got it.
ended up falling in love with the piano instead. So I mean, I do play the drums. I got to play the drums, and I played the
Okay.
guitar as well. But piano was it. It really spoke to me in a way that I didn't expect it to, and so I just always went to the piano and started playing songs. And I always loved to sing. And I started my first band when I was 11 years old.
Really?
Yeah, my
What was your band called?
we were called Forever Young
Forever Young.
after
And
the Rod Stewart song. Yeah.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
yep, yep, yep.
Forever young.
Oh, thank you for singing that.
Yeah, so it was myself and my best friend Marla and my sister Jessie, our little three-piece band. And we would sit together in the basement and try to write songs and play them. I'm very, very poorly at the time. We'd set up little concerts outside on my grandmother's patio and make all the family listen to us play our songs. And yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, I guess I think I just always knew that music and entertaining was something that I wanted to be part of.
Okay, yeah. So, as you said you like to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
Um, when did so you just yeah, so you just want to be the light up the room and be the
Yeah,
star of the show and
I would go to concerts and I would watch other artists on TV and just see them like in the sparkly fancy outfits and all the lights and the glamour. I'm just like, oh man, that just I want to be that. I want to do that. And
wow.
yeah, I played a lot of performances when I was a teenager, and then once I got out of high school, I started playing live shows and just me and the piano or me and the guitar at like coffee shops or open mics and bars and stuff like that. And then it built its way up from there to where I was starting to release music, and then I had better gear, better instruments, better stages, bigger lights, more more sparkle and shine,
More
better
sparkle.
better shoes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I noticed you had your when we saw you on that cruise, you had your fan and your I think your
Yeah,
feather
yeah, just
boas and
the sparkly glasses, the shiny
hmm
shoes, the yeah,
hmm
yeah, and any chance to well, and that part of that comes from my love of Halloween when I was a kid. I would always dress up for Halloween. I would do Halloween every year, so it was
oh, a whole week.
Halloween. Yes, 7 nights, 7 days of costume, 7 nights of mayhem. That was my plan all the time. So yeah, the flashy clothes and the outfits, just that came second nature, just as the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And your family is like let you go, like dress, go
Oh
ahead,
yeah, mom, mom,
dress
mom, mom,
yourself
mom
and
loved to help me dress up for stuff when I was little, and she used to make our costumes when I was small, and then once I got older, I would collect all the pieces of old things that we just kept around the house and refurbish and redecorate and yeah, try to make something new every single year. Um, But yeah, actually, my mom just came with me on a 14-day, not 14, I guess maybe it was 11-day cruise from Iceland to Southampton, UK, because, she's seeing me go to all these cool places. And I'm like, Mom, you know what? You can come too. Isn't that the coolest part? Like,
yeah.
you nurtured the talent, and now the rewards that you get to travel the world and see these places too with me. So that's really
Oh,
awesome.
yes. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really a nice thing that a nice gift for her to be able to do
Yeah.
that with
And,
you.
and it's funny because like I this is my like 11th year doing cruise ships. She didn't cruise for the first time until 2023. because she
Okay.
was scared.
Oh,
Yeah, she's like, oh, I don't know about the ocean, like, I don't know about the ships, like, you know, like some people have that weird like idea that they're gonna feel trapped on a cruise ship, and I have to remind them how big the ship is. Like,
yeah.
it's such a massive scale. Like, you don't even realize half the time that you're not just in a little city downtown or something. Like, there's so much to
Yeah,
see
no,
and do.
yep, I thought that too at first that I wouldn't want to be stuck on a boat, but I've been on a cruise since that Alaska one, and
Yeah,
I love it because it's like it's just you can choose. There's so much stuff that you can choose to participate in, and obviously I've always been impressed with the entertainment, including
yeah.
you.
No, thank you.
So no, we loved you. We
Was
definitely.
Alaska your first cruise then?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
first one.
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, like with so many people, once they do their first one, they're coming back again and again. Like, it's you can your first cruise, it's either your first of many or you're one and done. And
Or one and done.
you know
Yeah.
right away. Yeah, I think. But for most people, they're really pleasantly surprised by how much there is to see and do. Like, you can do something different every single night if you want to. You can go back to the same places you love every single night. And like,
Hmm.
I have guests that come back and see me, it's 10 nights out of 10 nights on a long cruise. And I'm like, well, that's awesome. Like, I love that. But there's a lot you
Yeah.
could be doing instead. Like,
Sure.
thanks for picking me. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Let me
it's
see.
really a lot of fun.
Where do I want to go next with this? So you talked, I remember I mean, you play and you sing so amazing.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, no, how long did it take to develop that piano talent that you
You,
have?
that's I started when I was 6, but I don't know that I would have called myself really proficient. We're always our own worst critic, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I I think that I really would consider myself like, oh, actually, you're really, you have something here, in my early 20s. And what I would do, because like I didn't read the music very well on piano, so it was I would always try to do it by ear and listen to things and play along with them, um, and then trying to couple that with the singing as well, because your hands doing this and your brain's doing that, and then your foot's
Yeah.
doing this. Like, it was a lot of multitasking.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, so to get used to that, I'm like, okay, this is gonna, it took a bit of work to get there. But when I was in my early 20s and started playing live shows, there were people that would like just shout out songs like, "Can you play this song?" I was like, uh, I don't know, and I would just try and see if I could, and like, and that's a
Oh,
scary thing to do when it's live. Is like,
sure.
if I'm practicing at home, I'm like, well, I'll figure out how it goes. But I'm
Uh-huh.
like, well, I've never done this before, but let's see if I can kind of like instinctually know where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
And around that time, like, it started being correct. Like, my first tries, I'm just like, oh, I guess I can play that song. That went better than I thought it was gonna go. So I think that's when I knew that I'm like, actually, this is kind of a rare ability, because I know a lot of instrumentalists that can play anything you put in front of them. But what if it's not in front of you? You just have to guess in your mind and just like figure
Hmm.
it out, And that's what I like to do in my shows. I like to just like put out the request lists and like name the song. Let's build the show together throughout the night. And there might be songs I don't know very well. I'm like, well, we're gonna fake it until we make it and see how it see how it sounds.
And
And
if you don't like it, there's a guy playing guitar in the other
right,
room.
yeah, it
You
was like,
know?
well, that didn't. And there have been times too when I'll try a song, I'm like, well, this started out pretty well and it didn't end as well as I wanted it to,
Yeah,
because
and you just
yeah,
make a
you
joke of it and
adjust and you move
yeah,
on, and yeah,
call it out and say, okay, let's
yeah.
let's move on and do something I do know.
And it's funny too, because like the times when I've like actually like messed up on stage, like to the point where I was like, oh, this is embarrassing. I found that like the audience finds it almost endearing.
Yes.
They're like, oh, you're just raw. You're being
Yeah.
real in front of us. You messed up. You're embarrassed. We're not mad about it. It's a human moment. I think that we get to
I
share together.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's like
Yeah.
you show that vulnerability that you are, in fact,
Yeah, and
just like
it
us.
creates kind of like an intimacy, I think, with the audience. So like, oh, this is actually, it's more than just like this well rehearsed, well oiled machine on the stage. Like, this is a real human person who just screwed up on the piano and was like, oh no, let's start over again together.
Yeah, but I
Have fun
mean,
with it. Yeah.
yeah, but you have to make up for the mistake too in being you can't suck for an hour, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, well, that went poorly. Let me do something really impressive right after that to like tip the scale back in my direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. I want to know, so most of us experience a cruise ship as a passenger. I want to know what it's like to live on a cruise ship for a chunk of, a chunk of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, and like that's the sort of the fascinating behind the scenes of it all because like everyone that lives and works there, like we all have different lengths for our contracts. Like for example, mine are usually between 3 months and 5 months
Okay.
as a general rule. But some of the people that like bartenders, theirs are 8 or 9 months at a time. Um, so like you really you grow close to people very quickly on this ship. I sort of liken it to, I guess, it would be like, imagine like your freshman year of college, like everyone arrives at this brand new place. You're all working together, you're all living together, but
Sure.
everyone came by themselves, like
Sure,
you don't
sure.
arrive with like a big group of friends. So you quickly attach to the people around you and we have so many different cultures and different countries working on board the ship. Um, there's a lot of there can be a lot of drama behind the scenes, romantic comings and goings, and people
Oh,
falling in love and then fighting and moving out and stuff like
oh.
that. But really, the living quarters are small. um, the
Okay.
the food gets repetitive because
Oh,
yeah. I mean, there's great food on the cruise ship, but after 3 months, I'm like, man, I just want like Burger King or something. Like I want to get off the ship, and it's important just eat some trash for a while instead of having this nice gourmet food.
hmm.
Um, what did I want to say regarding, um, for my position on board the ship? I have a solo stateroom, so mine is like it's
Okay.
kind of the same as what the guests get. It's an interior cabin because I need to be able to make it nighttime whenever I want to sleep before a show or nap or rest. So I have an interior, but a lot of the crew in different positions live in like dormitory style. Like there's 4 or 5 tour rooms sometimes, and
Yikes.
so like yeah, like learning to get along with people with different schedules and different sleep patterns and whatever else. Like I don't have to deal with that, and I don't know that I could honestly if I at my age now. I'm like, no, I need my space, I need my quiet. I don't mind my laundry, but I mind your laundry. Like,
Right.
yeah,
My mess is my mess, and
my
that's
mess is
fine. I'm
fine.
good
I'll
with
deal
it.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think for a lot of the crew, like that's the hardest part of the learning curve is like you have to not only work with people, you have to also like live with them and coexist and get along and
Wow.
I mean it's a great exercise in just like patience and human human behavior, I suppose.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine. Yeah. When we went on that and a cruise, there were four of us in one room, and
And that's a lot.
yeah, but we knew, but we knew each other and we chose that. I can't
Right.
imagine being thrown in with
Yeah,
three
just with a
other just
stranger
strangers,
and then hope that you get
and
along and yeah.
oh,
And they do have some systems in place. Like there's a HR for the crew and stuff. If you really just don't mesh with someone, you can try to get you can get um, rehomed, I suppose you'd call it. Yeah, like
sure, sure, sure.
yeah, you can try to, or if you meet someone you really get along with, you can request to move in together and sort of find the space that feels most comfortable for you.
Okay.
Um, but I'm certainly very fortunate to have a single cabin in my position. There's only a few positions that have that on board. So mine as a solo entertainer, that's one of the perks that I enjoy the most.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you get to go out and do the touring just like everyone
Yeah.
else.
Yep.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
So for my schedule, once in a while there'll be some events during the day that need to happen, but like because I work at night and I have a show, like usually unless I'm just rehearsing on my own or if I have some safety meetings or some trainings or things that are mandatory for everybody at sea. Beyond that, my day is my own until showtime. So I'm up early at the crack of dawn, going out to hike and see the woods and explore old cities and eat some nice food outside. It's really like I'm a tourist all day, and then I'm a performer by night. I like to
And
say.
and then you get to come back and you and be the light of the show and do, oh,
Yeah,
that is
yep.
awesome.
I'm very fortunate. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome.
Like in the day, I'm romping around doing all sorts of cool stuff, and then I come back and like nap and throw on some glitter and some sparkly shoes, and and then I get to hang out with the most fun people on board the ship and make them have a good night in the club. Like
Yeah, because
that's great.
nobody is coming in there grumpy. Everybody's,
Yeah,
drinks are flowing, and
yeah,
um
absolutely. And
now let
I always believe that like my type of show, the venues that I get to work at, they attract the most fun people on board the ship. And once they all meet each other, it's just a party every single night.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So let me ask you this. Do you drink a lot? Like
Yeah, a little more than I should probably. Yeah. And oftentimes, the guests, like after the show's over, they're like, "Can we buy you a cocktail?" I was like, "Well, okay, yeah, sure, why not?" We're all
Can't
socializing
say
and
no to
having a good time.
that.
Yeah, and I mean,
That'd be
I don't
rude.
say no, but also like I like hanging out with new people, making new friends, and I like going out to the club with friends and having some cocktails and visiting and singing along, dancing. So like I would enjoy that atmosphere even if I wasn't on the stage. So when I'm the one putting on the show, everyone's like, "Well, I want to hang out with him afterwards." I'm like, "All
Yeah.
right, I drink a lot of water during the day. I'll say that.
Okay,
Like,
okay,
I make
and
sure
so
I
but
rehydrate a lot.
got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
But so how do you entertain and drink at the same time? Like, do you ever get a little sloppy? Or do you, when you're performing, you kind of, you know,
I try to take it easy. In my early days on ships, once I first started there, like people are buying shots left and right, and it was a grand old time.
yeah.
There was only a couple times where I'm just like, oh, you know what? That looking back on that show, that might not have been as clean as I wanted it to be on the keys.
Oh, okay.
But most of the time, anymore as well. Like if I'm having a drink on the stage, I'll like the bar staff knows me, and they know that like they know not to kill me with a strong pour or something like
Oh,
that.
sure, sure.
Or if someone buys like a shot or something like that, I'm like, well, I'll slide a hand over here and then maybe some iced tea instead of some Fireball once in a while, or yeah. But I have my
Got
tricks of
it.
the trade to make sure that the show is going to go well, and I'm not going to
Yeah.
let my head get clouded by outside factors.
Got
Yeah.
it.
Once the show's over, though, and I'm like, well,
Then it's game on.
now we're gonna have a cocktail together and we're gonna visit, and yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
then if you don't happen to get up super early to go touring, oh well.
yeah. I'll nap during the day if I need to, and yeah. I mean, and especially like on a lot of ships, on most ships there's a crew bar also.
Okay,
That's open for once people get off their duties, they can have a glass of wine and visit with their friends, or have a couple beers and visit with their friends.
sure.
So like if I after my show's ended and I've had my cocktail with the guests, I'll go and have a cocktail with some of the crew as well, and then but we all do get all the employees do get like alcohol and drug tests on board the ship, so like we can have a glass or two here and there, but like no one really goes too overboard with heavy drinking and stuff like that, just because
Well,
it's
yeah,
not safe.
right. And you have to. So what are the other like? What are the other people? Are they like on a 12-hour shift, like the um sort of like food staff and stuff like that?
I think I don't know exactly specifically for each position, but I know it's about 12 hours for the day. Yeah. It's not all at once. It's like split up. Like you'll have like maybe a 3-hour shift here in the morning, and then a 4-hour
Oh,
break, and then another four for here, and then a break, and then like later on, like
oh, okay.
it's staggered throughout the day. Yeah,
I see. Okay, okay. So
yeah,
that's why if we see somebody working at breakfast time and then we see them again at dinner time, it's like,
yeah.
have they been
It's like
working all day?
I was like they were
Well,
there for
no,
breakfast, and
probably
then they
not.
and they took the afternoon, and then they came back for dinner. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially with the food staff. Those the food staff and the housekeeping staff. Those guys work so hard. They spend. I mean, they're really on top of their game, and they're. I admire their how they find time to sleep and to be fun and polite and social with that
Yeah,
kind of a
yeah.
rigorous schedule. because I would be a cranky bear if I was up at breakfast trying to trying to wash dishes. Like
Right.
nobody talk to me, nobody look at me, like
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm definitely
Okay.
I'm well suited for my position. I don't know how well I would do in some of the others. They really outperform me most of the time.
Let me kind of ask you, unless is there like uh, a story that might like shock me of something that's happened in the like drama of the um, inner staff interactions or
Oh gosh.
something. I want some tea.
Well, I have to be a little careful with some of the
Oh,
things that I say, just because we have some contractual obligations not to spill any dirty secrets like that.
oh,
Uh,
okay.
but here's something that I can say to you, not specific to any one person or any one position, but there's a lot of surprising coupling amongst the staff that works there. And I was only on one ship where um, I knew several couples that were together on the ship, and then we got to port, and then I was like, "Oh, who's this person with a baby stroller? Oh, that's your wife and your child." So like,
Oh,
yeah. So I'm like, I suppose maybe they have some sort of arrangement that I don't know about, but like,
right.
yeah, that was a little shocking to me. I was like, "Oh, so you come travel, you have family back home, and you come here and have another family," and yeah, that was a that was a surprising thing to me. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which is why I stay single and out of the fray. I'm like, no, I just want to travel and meet some fun people and have fun with my friends, and
Okay.
the rest will not get involved in. Yeah,
So you stay in your room all by yourself then most of the
I
time?
do. Yeah, yeah. Unless I have friends over to listen to music and chat and have a glass of wine. But
Okay.
yeah, I behave myself. I'm a good boy.
All right. Let me ask you, from years of performing and meeting people all over the world, what has that taught you either about people or about life?
That's a great question. Um, you know, I when I was growing up, like my dad was in the Air Force and my mom was a teacher, so we moved around a lot, and I think that one of the things that you learn when you're a kid and you're moving all the time is that you be really adaptable in social situations. Like you make friends quickly, you listen to what other people have to say, you find common ground with them, and that same thing happens when I'm traveling and playing music. I'm like, this is a whole different audience this week than it was last week. How do I find a way to quickly bring them in to what I want to, like lead the show where I want it to go, but also like make it personal to them because this is not the same group it was last week. So I guess being adaptable, like being intuitive with the people that are listening to you, that are watching you. Like I could sit and play the same songs in the same order every single night, but that's not a show that anymore. I want the show to be
Okay.
catered to the people that are listening to it. And if someone requests a song by a certain artist, I'm like, oh, you know what? That artist makes me think of this artist. I bet they'd like this too. So
Got it.
I think just really, if you any scenario that you walk into, any room that you walk into with people you don't know, you can find a way to connect with them if you just sort of listen and ask questions and I don't know. I think that most people are kind of the same wherever you go. Like everybody wants to have a good time. Everybody wants to feel like they're heard. Everybody wants to be complimented. Everyone wants to smile. People want to laugh. Like music can bring that to all those spaces, and the people don't have to be the same type of people. They don't need to be the same from the same country, from the same state, from the same area, even the same age range. I
Yeah.
have guests in my shows that are in their 80s and guests in my shows that have just turned 21, and we can all have fun together in the same room because we have the
Hmm.
same basic needs, I think. And the
Yeah.
basic expectations for a night out. Like we all want to have a good time. We want to have a couple of cocktails. We want to laugh about it later and tell like we had the most fun with this guy on the stage. He was really like he made us laugh, but he also like kind of listened when we had things that we wanted to do or wanted to say. I
And
hope
if they
that's what
and
I do
it,
anyway.
yeah, no, that's
I try to, yeah.
yeah, that's great. And I think, even sometimes I know my husband will notice like if somebody's got a certain ball, a certain ball cap on or a certain, you can kind of tease things away from their appearance and oh, you
Yeah,
like the I'll just say Milwaukee Brewers or oh,
right.
are you from Pittsburgh or whatever the case may be and
Yeah,
kind of
we find
because
some
like
common
yeah,
ground just based on mutual interests, right? Yeah,
sure. Um,
yeah,
let's see. Let's talk about your book. So you are you
yeah.
finished with your book
Not
or
yet. It's almost done. I started writing this book about 2 years ago, and I thought it was going to be done last year, and then I rewrote about 85 pages of it. I just had to change the trajectory a little bit, just based on some life stuff that had happened. But the book is about. So I'm a songwriter at my core. Like that's the heart of my music for me. Like I love to play, I love to perform, but I love to write the most. And so the songs that I've written for my albums are really dear to me because they're about like personal stories all about specific times in my life that I was able to capture into a song and write about. So the book it expounds upon that. Like every chapter is a song title. And I was like, well, here's the song that you've heard. Here's how it ended, but let me tell you how we got there. So it's in part I guess it's autobiographical, but it also explores just the themes of like of dreaming and imagining and creating and how a simple interaction can lead all the way down a path that becomes a song at the end of it. So
yeah.
every chapter ends with the song that I've released in the album, but it begins with like, let me tell you how we got there. And there's
Wow.
13 chapters. I am it's about 300 pages, and I have just one chapter left to complete. It's partway there, but I've been rereading and rewriting and editing and um, really trying to make sure that it's something that I'm ready to release before I release it.
Sure, especially, yeah,
Yeah, because
you're
they're so personal to me. They're so
yeah,
stories
you're
that are a
pouring
big
your
part.
heart into explaining what made this song come together
Yeah,
and it's
and there's some very personal stories and personal, like it begins when I'm 22 years old and like starting to play music on a new scene and like, all the way to the release of my first album. It's that time frame that I'm talking about specifically, but also like I jump back and forth to like this is a story from my childhood that's involved in like this idea that was happening at the time, and here's this piece of what happened later that ties into like yeah. So it has a very cohesive byline, but it jumps around a lot to different parts of the what make that story a complete story, I guess.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Um, does it have a title? What's
So it has a working title.
okay.
The working title is Fabricated Origins, which is the name of a song, but also it's like sort of the idea of the book. I'm like, well, this is not a biography in that everything is exactly how it happened. This is like how I remember it, and also like how I perceived it, and even sometimes how I imagined it, even if that wasn't really the case.
Sure.
Yeah, because we're all the heroes in our own story all the time. But
Right.
like so in certain chapters, I'm like, well, this was my perception, but also like this is what really happened, and maybe I made some choices that maybe weren't the smartest, and didn't come out looking too great in that story. I was kind of like that hurt that person's feelings pretty badly without
Mm.
intending to. And so yeah, like of the perception of how do I say this? My perception of an event and the way it really happened and the way it gets told later on all kind of collide in the narrative that like this is the truth, but it's my truth. It may not be the entire truth, but here's the parts that made it into a song, and here's what the song meant to me, and what based on what was going on at the time. So it's been a labor of love for sure to support through
Wow.
these old journals and old notebooks and remember like what was I doing at the time when I uh, you know dressed up like Amy Winehouse and went to this house party, and then and then you know ended up writing a song about this person that I met outside on the stoop, and yeah. So I'm recapturing all those pieces and putting them all together in a narrative, and Yeah, it's daunting, and I'm really proud of it, and I can't wait to share it with everybody.
Now, are you going to self-publish it?
I think so. I would like to, just
Okay.
because all of my works in the past, all my albums have been all self-published.
Yeah.
I'd like to own the rights to my product, and then once it's published, I'll look into maybe shopping around for larger distribution and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
it's my
I
first time
can.
in this market, so
Yeah,
I think that
I can help you with that.
that'd
And
be great.
actually,
Yeah.
so how much are you on like Chat GPT or like Claude or on like
Oh,
AI?
I haven't used any of that.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. Okay. Because um yeah, that's how my first book that I did, I would take a screenshot of like so I published on Kindle Direct Publishing on
Hmm.
Amazon. And I would take a screenshot of the screen and then say like, okay, Chat GPT, what do I put in here? Like that part of it. I didn't so yeah, I've kind of gotten to be an expert at it over 7 books now.
Yeah.
So it's yeah. And actually now the last one, I actually just had Claude do it. I just had the window open and said, "All right, here's the PDF. The window's open. Publish it." And it
Oh, okay.
so then it like grabs all, because you get to put in like your keywords and your to put in the title. It answered all the questions, and of course, it asked me what price I should put, and then I ultimately was the one that clicked publish,
Yeah.
but
But it gets everything, all the
it's a
pieces
t
organized together
it's
for you.
because that's the to me that's the tedious process, the tedious part of it. Like
Yeah.
I can write all day, but then it's like, all right, now I got to do all this formatting, bullshit,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and
I
the
guess
other
that part I hadn't thought about that too. I was like,
bullshit.
oh, that's not really my wheelhouse either. Like
Yeah.
even when I'm playing a show, I'm like, I know here's how that's gonna sound. You figure out the lights. You figure out
Ah,
the balance in the house. Like I'll bring the product. You make it look pretty. Basically, like
got it. Got
yeah.
it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
So that's something to look into then. Yeah,
if you that I can help you if you
yeah,
have any questions or
that'd be
whatever.
fantastic. Yeah, thank you so much.
Once you
Once I
eventually get
finish,
to
yeah,
that
first step
process.
is to finish that last chapter, which I was working on last night. I'm working on again this evening. Um,
Good. Good.
it's actually this last one is one of the hardest ones to tell because it's the release of my first album and my first tour, and there's so many pieces that are involved in that. Like, how do I make this short enough to not be its own book, really?
Book
Like,
itself.
yeah, right,
Or
yeah.
or
Because
maybe
certain
that
stories,
is a book too.
and
No.
maybe actually maybe it is. Maybe it ends right before the next adventure begins, instead of trying to cram it all into the same space. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But no,
But
I'm very excited about it. And there are stories that are in there that, I mean, some of it's a comedy of errors. Some of it is really poignant reflections on my past and my the heart of my songs, and some of it is just like a really interesting, wild story of a 22-year-old navigating the world of music. So there's a lot
yeah.
of stuff in there. There's a lot of cool stuff in there.
And I'm sure at 20, yeah, I'm sure that there are some, because what does a 22-year-old know?
Yeah,
We think we know everything,
we're
but
pretty sure we're invincible and we got it all figured out. And yeah,
and
we
now that
rise and fall very often. Yeah,
and now that I just turned 50, I realize I know very little.
yeah, yeah. I turned
It's like
50 in March, and they're just
the
like,
more you know,
yeah,
the more you realize
what you don't
there's a
know.
hell of a lot I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so this is my most important question that
Okay,
I want answered is um, do you have a an upcoming contract? Because there's a group of us that would no matter where it is, we're in. So
I do.
okay,
I do have an upcoming
tell me.
contract. So I don't have the official dates yet. I have the tentative dates. The contract is happening. I just need to know the exact sign on and sign off. But I will tell you, it's on the Norwegian Sun,
Okay,
which will be out of Miami, and it goes
okay,
to Panama, Costa Rica, and Colombia. which is a really place I've never been to before. But I'll be starting right after the new year, and I'll be there until the end of March.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, once I
We're
have the
in.
exact dates, I'll announce those on my sites. But I'm like, I believe it's like right after the new year and
Okay.
until the end of March, maybe early
Shoot.
April. So if you booked in February,
Okay.
that's a sure thing. February is a sure thing.
I'm actually going to be in Hawaii in January and February.
Oh, okay.
But I could do March.
Yeah, I'll still be there in March too.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Good, good. Yeah, we'll definitely come and see you.
Yeah, and
Um,
I should get those exact start and finish dates very very soon from my agent so that I can post them for everybody on my socials. Because
okay.
I know it's people have been asking me, they're like, when's the next one? I was like, I don't want to announce all the way yet, just because what if something changes and then it's happened in the past where people have booked and then I wasn't there that week, and I feel so bad when that happens.
Right. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
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 Like we came here for years, like I know, but I'm not here yet. I'm sorry. Like, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, but I will. I should be announcing before the end of the. Well, I don't. It's almost over this month, so within the next 2 weeks, let's say, I should be
Okay.
announcing the exact dates. But yeah, that's the ship will be the Sun, and it's going to some really cool locations in the Southern Caribbean, which is, I mean, that's always lovely, especially in the wintertime. It's not too hot. Like you need a break from the weather that you're used to at
Hmm.
home, and yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be great.
Yes. Good. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Good. So I just have a couple. We'll just kind of wrap it up here. Is there anything that we haven't talked about yet that you want people to know?
Oh, well, yeah. Like alongside the book, I've been working also on the last year and a half on a new album release because I've been traveling for the last 11 years playing shows, so I haven't released any new music in a long time. Um, I, I I released 4 albums kind of back to back, like 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. And since then, I've just been traveling. So hopefully by the end of this year, I will have new music out for the first time in 12 years. And I'm very, very excited about that new music.
Awesome.
The album project the album is called Be You Again. And it's a compilation of songs from the last 12 years of my life that I'm very, very excited to share. I've shared a few of them on the ships, just like a few little teasers, like singles. I'm like, here's a new song for you guys. No one's heard it yet, and you're gonna be the first to get it. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So if the stars align and everything goes according to my plan, by the end of this year, I will have my first book and my 5th album available for everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
really
I'm
really
not,
excited
yeah,
about these projects.
I will wait. Can't wait to get my hands on both of those things,
Yeah,
actually.
I'll send you a copy of the book for sure. Yeah, because
Okay.
I'll be enlisting your help probably in the end stages. So
Sure, sure. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
So I guess just one more thing then is if people want to follow you and what your projects are,
Oh yeah,
where
yeah.
can they follow you?
My social medias are all kind of connected, but Facebook it's just Eden Parker Piano Man,
Okay.
and then Instagram is Eden Parker Music.
All
Those are
right.
the best places to follow. I have like a TikTok and a Twitter and stuff like that, but they're all connected. So Instagram and Facebook are the easiest ways to find all my new show announcements, where I'm playing when I'm on land, because I do a lot of shows on land in between ship contracts as well. So if I'm in your area or if you're in mine, like come out and see me at a club on dry land as well. But yeah, I post
Okay.
all
Yeah.
my events coming up. With,
You're local to like Fargo area, right?
yep, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so I play around the Midwest, like North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota. Um, I just had a really fun brunch show this past weekend. We a sing along brunch, because usually I do late night shows, but I'm like, what we should do? What about people that want to, have a cocktail at 10 in the morning instead of 10 at night? And we had just an absolute blast with that. It was super fun. So I've got
Awesome.
a couple of those coming up for the fall season, and those will all be posted on my socials as well, what the dates are going to be.
Okay.
So yeah, Eden Parker Music or Eden Parker Piano Man.